What's cracking, everybody? Rose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go battling content. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Greedy Gluttons event and a Team Go Rocket takeover coming in the next couple of weeks to Pokemon Go. So, Greedy Gluttons starts this coming Wednesday, November 9th, so it's probably going to be the same day that I upload this. And it's going to be going all the way until Thursday, November 17th. At 8 p.m. local time. Guzzlord is coming to Pokemon Go, a Dark Dragon type that is going to be in 5-star raids for the duration of this event, going from the 8th of November until November 23rd. And I guess we're getting a widget that we've already had, but if you're getting it, you get half hatch distance for the first 3 eggs put in the in your incubators. Great. Wild encounters for this event. Again, this is just it's just an event that they've put in a bunch of things that like to eat in this event. So, Rattata, Raticate from Alola in this event, Golbat, Swinub, Pelipper, Gulpin, Bidoof, Bibarel, and Skwovet. Skwovet is a huge one because a lot of people haven't had access to Greedent since we had the Galar event a couple years ago, which I'm still salty about, and I would love to see Dubwool and little fluff, I can't remember his name. I would love to see them come back to the game for an event, especially because they just got the double kick update, and I would really like to have one, I'm not gonna lie. Lickitung and Snorlax are also going to be in the spawn pool though, so they're really good ones to be able to have access to, especially if you're not done working on your XL Lickitung by now. Really helpful to get the XLs, or a chance at, you know, maybe one that's worth building in the first place. Raid pool for this event, not looking so hot, not really worried about anything in the 1 or 3-star raids. Guzzlords in 5-star, and if you want, you can raid Mega Gyarados in the Mega Raid pool. The 7K eggs are getting a slight shake-up. Cherubi and Gible are in the eggs, which are okay. And then we also have access to Shiny Munchlax in this event. Munchlax being in eggs. Munchlax is pretty good in limited metas where Snorlax is not available. But for the most part, you know, Snorlax usually does just fine. But still going to be worth grabbing Munchlax. So, like, for example, one of those metas being like the Hisui or the Sinnoh Cup, obviously Munchlax was the only. Snorlax wasn't available, and it was only Munchlax in that cup. So it's like it's worth having one just in case it comes up. Field research tasks can execute Cherubi and Swirlix. Really, kind of nothing that is really worth getting. And then a timed research for Silver Pineapple and Golden Raspberries, and an encounter with Snorlax. The next part is a little bit more exciting. The Team Go Rocket Takeover is on Monday, November 14th from 12 a.m. until Thursday, November 17th at 8 p.m. local time. So, Giovanni is rotating in his Shadow Mewtwo. And there will be a special research involved with this. It's the usual takeover event. Unfortunately, we're not getting a new Shadow, but I think Shadow Mewtwo is really, you know, it's good enough to say, okay, bring this back into the rotation once and see, you know, because I don't have a good Shadow Mewtwo for Master League. I'm probably not going to get one for the 2 Rocket Raiders that I've got saved, but I'll try. Some new Shadow Pokemon are coming in. Shadow Alola and Diglett, Shadow Natu, Shadow Wailmer, all complete yawns. Pass, thanks, no thanks. Shadow Onyx is interesting, but from what I've heard, initial reports, the Shadow Steelix isn't going to be anything super amazing. So as someone who just finished building XL Steelix, I'm kind of thankful to hear that. But Shadow Golett apparently is going to be where it's at. So, yeah, interesting. So nothing, again, they're not going to show us the entire lineup of rockets. We're not going to see what existing stuff is coming back into the pool, but I'm really hoping that things like, you know, Sableye, Scorpy, the ones that are really kind of PvP relevant, rotate into more familiar, you know, into more frequent stops. And then hopefully also we see the return of things like Shadow Mawile, Shadow, you know, Lapras, Shadow Beldum, stuff like that. Something for everybody, you know. We will be able to team away frustration. You'll be getting Team Rocket balloons every 3 hours, and then more often they'll be at Pokestops. 12K egg pool, I don't think anything's actually changed here. The only thing that's changed is Pawniard can be shiny. Yee super. Field research, you can get mysterious components from field research, so if you're a rocket grinder like myself, I'm going to be looking for as many of those as I can possibly find. And let's talk about wild spawns. So wild spawns in this event, like we mentioned, these are really the only relevant ones. You've got a Alolan Rattata with the recent update to Quick Attack is actually meta relevant in a lot of places now. Golbat, we have the Great League Golbat, the Great League Crobat, and then the Ultra League Crobat with no XLs. And then we've got Pelipper, which is the Great League and then Ultra League. Skwovet, we've got green with in Great League, and that should say Ultra League. I'm not sure why I didn't change it. Probably because I'm just a goof and not paying attention to the things that I'm putting on this here overlay, but we'll change it now so as not to confuse anybody. And then yeah, I totally didn't change some things here, so it's fine. Anyway, completely barring my screw ups, right? Lickitung is on here. Completely ignore the IVs for the Snorlax. I actually didn't I didn't update a single one of those, so just ignore it. But for Lickitung, we've got the Great League Lickitung with XL. We've got the Great League Licky Licky, and then the Ultra League Licky Licky with XL. So, but use a rank checker for Snorlax because you can't rely on me for any of this stuff because I just screwed that up. So that's all right though. Bloopers, right? It's all for fun. All right.
Tell yourself.
That's what I tell myself every day. Every single day. She's making fun of me again, everybody. All right, so Guzzlord is the only thing in raids that I care about for the next week and a half, 2 weeks. So you can get a Guzzlord in Great League if you trade it, so similar to Tapu Fini. Otherwise, if you're looking for the rank 1 for Ultra League, it's the 10, 15, 10. And then obviously, if you're going to play it in Master League, it's the Hundo. But that's it. So let's take a minute and just kind of look into Guzzlord. Let's talk about it in the Great League first. Let's see how it fares against the meta. Now, you can essentially take either Hydreigon or Zweilous in either league, and it's basically a strict upgrade. So there's obvious things that Guzzlord can't beat. That's going to be mostly the steals and the fairies. Obviously, it's going to get ripped in half by Charm. But fighters, you know, basically anything that already beats things like Zweilous will still beat Guzzlord. But Guzzlord has a more consistent moveset, which makes it much more interesting. So I kind of like it. But again, it's going to have its place, it's going to have its time, and it's going to have its swing of the meta. It's going to be really good in limited metas, I feel like. So, you know, just like Tapu Fini, if you can get one, it's worth having it. Eventually that meta is going to come along. There are 1,000,001 things in the Great League that Guzzlord loses to, but that's okay because no Pokemon's perfect. Obviously they'll all lose to something, but Guzzlord in the Ultra League, I think, is where it's going to shine its brightest, because a lot of the things in the meta that are super popular, i.e., you know, Swampert, Giratina, Trevenant, Talonflame, like, those are going to be some of the more common things in the meta. And dark damage has always kind of been really strong in the meta, and if you consider how strong Giratina Altered is and Scrafty is, it's almost like taking those two and putting them together. You got basically the same bulk as Scrafty with the consistency and moveset, sort of damage output from Giratina. I think Guzzlord is really neat. It's going to be an interesting pick, and it's going to have a lot of play. Now, as far as I know, though, the Master League Guzzlord is not looking super great. And while I'm no aficionado at Master League, I don't think the stats get that high. I mean, look, it doesn't really grab many wins. So, like, it's going to be one of those things. It's like, okay, it dominates Mewtwo, great. Beats Giratina, great. Beats Swampert and Kyogre and oh, okay, that's not so bad. But it can't beat a lot of this meta. And so, in short, Ultra League and Great League are going to be the priorities for Guzzlord, and Master League, if you happen to get a hundo and you really want to grind for it, go for it, but I don't really know if it's really worth the resources. I mean, I would almost rather get the resources for Nihilego in a couple weeks, and that's even a stretch. So that's going to do it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you want to get early access to the videos, my team's tips, tricks, and everything else under the sun for GBL and Pokemon Go Battle League, link in the description for my Patreon Discord, where you can get access to that and the wonderful community therein. And I'm also coaching on Metafy if you're interested in upping your game, trying to hit that next rank, just improving overall. You can hit me up on Metafy, and hopefully I'll see you in one of the two places. And if not, I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.